Welcome to CiliumCon Atlanta. Can you believe it's already the 6th CiliumCon? Yeah, there have been that many. Hopefully, your journey to Atlanta wasn't too bad. You all made it here. We had one cancellation today, but hopefully we'll try to fill it with something. So let's get started. So first of all, a big thank you to our diamond sponsor, Isovalent, for sponsoring CiliumCon. They've been sponsoring it from the beginning of CiliumCon. It used to be called Cilium and eBPF Day, eBPF Day. But yeah, now we also have another gold sponsor. Microsoft is back sponsoring us again. So big thank you to Microsoft for sponsoring CiliumCon. So we hit a pretty interesting milestone. We now actually have 1,000+ contributors to Cilium. Yeah. So generally, Cilium 118 is out now. It's a pretty impressive release. So I'll take a couple of minutes to quickly blaze through some of the improvements that we have in Cilium 118. So Cilium 118 is actually a pretty good release in terms of like IPv6 support. So there's some feature gap in terms of how Cilium's features work with IPv6. So now we support encapsulation, kube-proxy replacements, cluster IP load balancing, and egress gateway, and all of these features now natively support IPv6. Load balancing feature has been completely redesigned, and we have a bunch of multi-pool IPAM improvements. So, and we have BGP route aggregation, gateway API 130 support. And if you've used Cilium's bandwidth manager feature in the past, we were only supporting egress bandwidth manager. Now with 118, we can also do ingress bandwidth management. And we also had some interesting security and observability improvements. So Cluster Mesh has some new features and new new entities that allows you to express how cluster entities are selected. And Hubble now has a free-form log field that you could use in any of your log search products so that you can understand and identify the logs you're looking for. And Cilium's Grafana dashboards have been improved with some of the metrics that our users find useful. And in terms of data operations and scale, we actually have a lot of performance improvements in Cilium 118. The policy enforcement latency and Cilium's FQDN proxy are now a lot more performant. And Cilium's CPU utilization has gone down by up to 43% under some high service churn scenarios. Our images are now smaller. We also have improved high availability mode for connectivity to the Kubernetes control plane. Yeah, and we also have some multi-cluster service improvements too. So if you're using MCS API, you're going to see a lot of improvements in 118. And another interesting improvement was we already had GKE data plane v2 using Cilium as the default. Now, AKS automatic, if you create a new cluster with AKS automatic, Cilium is now the default CNI of choice. And we have some interesting case studies. I'll let Bill talk about them.
Yeah, so the Cilium community is continuing to grow. CNCF has published 4 new case studies from all across the community, from energy science department stuff to Echo, which is a consumer goods brand, to Nutanix, which is doing VMs on Kubernetes. And Cilium also had a keynote with eBay at KubeCon China, and also talking about like Tetragon too. So lots of great use cases and stories from the community about how Cilium is improving cloud-native networking, observability, and security. With that, CiliumCon and the rest of KubeCon is also under the CNCF Code of Conduct. If you have any questions about that, scan the QR code or come talk to me because I'm on the CNCF Code of Conduct committee. I'm happy to make this a welcoming space for everyone. There's also captioning and translation for all of our talks today and all of our talks across the conference. Once again, scan the QR code and choose your language. And meals and refreshments is going to be lunch pickup. It's in Hall B1 on level 1. It'll be after CiliumCon finishes because it's just a morning talk here, morning sessions here. In the afternoon, it's switching over to Flux, so stay around if you're interested in GitOps. And then lastly, after all the Flux talks are finished, there's also going to be an evening reception. It's also going to be outside from 5:30 to 6:30. So if you want to chat with any of the speakers or any of the other attendees, that's a great place to do that too. We have a packed schedule today, ranging from a lot of different things, from IPv6 only Kubernetes to deep diving into how eBPF works. As Hemanth said, we had one canceled talk, but we're working really hard behind the scenes to make sure that we have something for you. And if you didn't get enough this morning, there's 5 more talks about Cilium all across KubeCon. Be sure to check those out. And the developer community is also coming together this afternoon. We've had great developer summits in all the past KubeCons, and we're meeting again. Come talk to me or Hemanth if you want to bring something up with the developer community. And finally, coming soon, because they didn't quite make the conference-driven development of this conference, there's going to be a Cilium children's book and also a new white paper, eBPF for the infrastructure platform. So look for those coming out in the next couple months.